Hi,
Hello.
everybody, and welcome to the Market Insight webinar on South Korea. My name is Marianne Risbøl.
And my name is Maria Nielsen.
Food Nation is a public-private partnership established by the Danish government, and every year we are doing this insight report on specific export markets. So this is actually the first webinar of a series of 4 and is conducted in collaboration with Trade Council. And with us today we have Jimmy Sell, Head of Trade, and Tong Park, Commercial Officer, both from the embassy in South Korea. And we have BK, Commercial Head and General Manager from Novozymes. So it is possible to ask questions along the session, and we will answer as many as possible in the end of the webinar. So let's have a closer look on the agenda. So first, Maria and I will give you a short presentation of the key findings from the Insight Report on Denmark as a food and agriculture nation, with focus on the brand awareness, the strongholds within the agriculture and food sector, and a specific focus on health and sustainability. The embassy will do a presentation about the market insights about South Korea, the current market situations, the perception of health and sustainability, and in the end, BK will do a presentation from Novozymes experiences, hands-on experiences on how to adapt your marketing and sales strategy to the South Korean market. So every year, Food Nation develops an insight report on Denmark as a food nation, focusing on how Denmark is perceived on specific chosen export markets as an agriculture and food country. We are focusing on brand awareness, unique selling points, specific topics within the sector, and this year it's health and sustainability. Seen in the context of recent world events, the perceived close link between health and sustainability is not so surprising. So markets continue to recover from COVID-19 pandemic, which interrupted supply chains and underlined the huge inequality in public health. So there is a real need for sustainable, healthy diets that promote all aspects of individual health and well-being while protecting the environment. But the question is whether key international partners are aware of Denmark as a supplier for healthy and sustainable products and solutions. So these are questions that we have asked decision makers in Japan, South Korea, the United Kingdom, and Vietnam within the food and agriculture sector in collaboration with Opinion. So the study consists of a survey amongst 803 international decision makers, B2B decision makers on the 4 markets. And they are all working within the agriculture and food sector. And the survey of this year focuses on how a sustainable food system contributes to global health. And today we will make a deeper dive into the results on South Korea. A brief view on the unaided awareness when we ask the decision makers about countries that come to mind as established food and agriculture nation. And Denmark is actually on a 6th place. 14% among the international decision makers mentioned Denmark as a leading or as a country that is established within the food and agriculture nation. Denmark is also associated with several positive characteristics. Quality stands out as the most important characteristic, followed by sustainability, organic, and food safety, and closely followed by reliable, innovative, and healthy. And this is just a very quick view on the overall findings that we have. And before we dig deeper into South Korea, I would like to highlight this finding that we also got, that health and sustainability are closely related concepts according to 82% of decision makers, and being sustainable is the top health challenge in the decision makers' home country. So let's put the spotlight on South Korea, and I would like to give the word to my colleague Maria.
Yes, because if we zoom in on South Korea, where we have asked these 200 decision makers, then we can actually see that in South Korea, 54% of the decision makers actually see Denmark as a leading food and agricultural nation. And with an unaided awareness of Denmark on 12%, it is quite similar to the general awareness that is across all 4 countries, which were on these 14%. So this actually puts Denmark on a 10th place on the South Korean top of mind countries for relevant food and agricultural products and solutions. And if we look at the top 5 countries in South Korea, then they are China, Japan, the US, Germany, and Indonesia. On the same time, we also see that 24% of the decision makers actually state that they don't know much about Danish agriculture. And oh, Marianne, now I see that the slides are not moving.
Oh, yeah.
Let's just fix that.
Yes.
I think it is the right slide.
Yes,
So.
it is.
They don't know much about Danish agriculture, food products, and solutions. And these results shows that the South Korean decision makers in general have a quite good perspective on Denmark as an agriculture and food sector, but that there is still room for improvement and for using the Danish brand and the Danish awareness in an even greater degree. If we then look into some of the main competitors for Denmark on local markets, then across all the 4 surveyed markets, the home markets are a main competitor. And here you can see that 55% of the decision makers mention their own country, while 45% mentions other countries. So the domestic markets are a primary competitor to Danish exports, even though that compared to the other 3 surveyed markets, South Korea are a little bit less convinced of their own home markets capabilities. If we look into some of the attributes that the South Korean decision makers are associating with the Danish food products and solutions, then you can see that the top 4 is quality, sustainability, animal welfare, and low environmental impact. And these are some of the attributes that decision makers rank high, and the efforts to drive brand awareness even further could or should be based on some of these attributes. On the other hand, they also rank their own products and solutions significantly higher for attributes such as food safety, taste, freshness, and reliability. And here, Danish products and solutions are not seen to be significantly more expensive than domestic products, but nevertheless, only 45% consider them good value for money. And if we take a deeper dive into this year's theme, which is health and sustainability, as Marianne told, then we will just take a closer look into some of the statements that the decision makers surveyed in this report has stated. And you can see that 83% actually says that their company's customers are demanding more healthy food products and solutions. 83% also says that health will become more important to the company in the coming years. And 74% says that being able to contribute to healthy food products and solutions is actually an increasingly important trade parameter. So Denmark actually stands really strong within health, and according to 68% of the South Korean decision makers, they also say that Danish food products and agricultural solutions are among the healthiest in the world. So there are some room to actually use some of these strongholds actively when doing sales and marketing work in the South Korean sector. And if we then take a look at who actually has the responsibility or the role of implementing some of these healthier solutions throughout the value chains, then you can see that 73% says that natural ingredients and products could be one way to improve global health. 72% says that a food system that is focused on food security and safety throughout the value chain is very important for health. And 71% says that investments in new technology are also needed to improve health throughout the value chains. So really interesting findings in regards to what the decision makers are actually thinking could help or could support this development through more healthier soils, animals, and then human health throughout the whole value chain. And just to look into a few more statements from the South Korean decision makers to actually underline that Denmark has a strong position on the market in regards to these things that are actually demanded from the buyers. Here you can see that 69% of the South Korean decision makers actually say that Danish companies can offer these technological solutions that can improve the development of healthy products in their company. And at the same line, 64% says that Danish companies can offer products and solutions across the value chain to support the production of healthy food. So there is really a big trust among the decision makers that Denmark can actually also support and underline some of these things that are demanded, both from their customers, but also from the companies themselves. If we then take a look into the different associations to health, then you can see that 30% of the decision makers relate health mainly to food safety, 25% relates it to organic products and solutions, and 16% to sustainability. And this is the top three. So, for example, when export customers are mainly concerned about health from a food safety perspective, then it will be good to actually use some of these strongholds or attributes in the marketing and storytelling when promoting the different products and solutions. Instead of, for example, having a very keen focus on nutrition or something else. And the fun fact about the organic is that the emphasis on organic foods, it actually follows a general perception that the organic foods are actually safer in this place in the world. And if we then look into the contributors to a better health, then the decision makers also here has the top three, where the number one is that ensuring food security and food safety would be a big contributor to a better health throughout the value chain. Producing food with the minimal of use of antibiotics, and then also using organic farming methods. So these are some of the strongholds and some of the values or attributes that can actually be used to support and underline the different communication when you are branding and promoting your products and solutions on the South Korean market. And to sum up, well, then we can see that if we look at the South Korean market, then there is potential to grow awareness of Denmark. We have a very strong image, and health and sustainability have become more important across the value chain when they are looking for new suppliers and looking for products and solutions to support their company. So what can you actually do as a Danish company, maybe entering the South Korean market, or maybe you're already there but need a stronger position? Some of the things and some of the results that we have found in this report is that as we have this unaided awareness of 12%, then it can actually be good to use this to actually boost the exports and boost the knowledge about Denmark, use the brand even stronger, and try to take some of these unique selling points from a Danish perspective and try to brand that in the South Korean market. It could also be to highlight Denmark as a frontrunner for organic food production because the South Korean decision makers actually associate health with organic foods. Because when you are exporting companies, they could actually gain from highlighting the position that Denmark has as an organic leader. But of course, we also need to be aware that organic can be perceived in many different ways, whether you are on the South Korean market or another market. So again, you also, of course, need to adapt the communication to the market that you are entering. And then it would be a good idea to emphasize quality, sustainability, and animal welfare, if that, of course, aligns with the product that you are selling, because these are some of the Danish strongholds that the decision makers are actually connecting to the Danish food products and solutions. And it could actually improve the perception of Danish products and solutions within these areas, but also as a good value for money. And then the last recommendation for now It is to communicate food safety and organic as some of the main strongholds in South Korea, because the decision makers actually list food safety and minimal antibiotic use and organic farming methods as some of the primary contributors to better health. They also see food safety as their top health challenge. And here Danish companies can actually benefit from highlighting, well, in Denmark, we actually have some best practice organic farming methods. We have some control systems and certifications that secures a high food security standard. So these are some of the things that from the report that we can see this could benefit or strengthen the marketing and the storytelling when entering the South Korean market. Of course, adapted to the product or solutions that you are selling and entering the market with. Thank you.
Thank you, Maria. So as you already have noticed, we are going to the point with these key findings, but we will also share the report. We have it in a printed version, but it's also really good in a digital version where you can study all these findings even more. So now we would like to welcome our next speaker on the program, and it's, as we mentioned earlier, Jimmy Sell and Tong Park from the embassy in South Korea. We are very glad that you both have the possibility to participate today. So please share your screen.
Perfect. Thank you so much. I think first of all, we will of course do our best to be on the point.
And we can't hear you, but I can see you speak, Jimmy.
Can you hear us now?
From here, it's okay.
Okay, so you can, Kaya, you can hear us, right?
We can't hear you.
Yes, I can hear you.
Perfect.
Okay,
we'll do our best to be
I can also hear you.
And on time. Perfect. First of all, thank you so much, Food Nation. It's really a pleasure being part of these things. Thank you for all the efforts that you're doing out here. Really appreciate the cooperation. And I think you've done a really good job with this analysis. And I think from our side, we can definitely nod and say from personal experience, we can see a lot of the same trends that you have identified in your report. Definitely that the number one focus the past many years here has for sure been food safety and the whole price quality debate. But we do see that the focus on sustainability is coming, and it's coming fairly fast. So I also think it's really good that you managed to get Mr. Yi on board from Novozymes. We've been working with Novozymes out here for many years, and I think it's probably one of the best partners that you could wish for, really promoting sustainability and the focus on green products from Denmark. So really a good shout out to Mr. Yi, of course, also from Novozymes to be part of here today. And lastly, and then we'll start the real presentation. Also good to see a lot of companies be with us today. I think I saw a lot of names that will be here physically next week. So we're also looking forward to both Food Nation and a lot of good companies coming out here. So we're super excited. But maybe just to take it from the beginning on a more general note, we of course did our best to try to keep more or less to the timeline. So let me just start with the general introduction to Korea and just say this is really a country that has not stopped to amaze me. I've been here for a little bit more than 2 years. And I simply, I think this is one of the most amazing countries to be in. Korea is today the 10th largest economy on the planet. If you go back to the 60s, right after the Korean World War, the GDP per capita was close to Lesotho. And with the speed of rate that the economy is going now, it looks like this year or next year, it might even become the 9th biggest economy on the planet. And it's today also the 12th largest food market in the world. So it's really a country that is growing, and it's really growing fast. And if I look at also some of the influence, and not only on the economy, but on the food level, but look towards the culture issues, it's really quite a story right now. Especially when I talk to people that are younger than me, that are below 30 years old, they know everything there is to know about Korea. The world's biggest boy band right now is BTS. The world's biggest girl band right now is Blackpink. The world's most seen Netflix series is Squid Game. So Korea is famous for not only having a strong economy, but also from the cultural perspective, really becoming a very, very strong player right now. And this is important in terms of it's also quite a proud country that can do a lot of things on their own. So it's also, I think, from the Danish side, really important also to highlight that this is a trusted partner that can do a lot of stuff. But one thing where they feel that they might not be able to do everything is within the agricultural sector. We do see that there's a lot of focus on imports because the self-sufficiency rate of food is still fairly low. So especially now when inflation is starting to pick up, inflation in Korea is not as high as we see in Denmark. It's still around 5-6%. Bearing in mind we have a little more than 4% GDP growth, so it is an issue out here. But nonetheless, the focus is definitely how to produce more with less and how to become more sustainable in your food production. So basically, there are two main focus areas right now. One is, of course, to import more food from some of the trusted partners. Denmark is one of them. Via EU, we have a free trade agreement with Korea, so a lot of the food item passes through more or less without any barriers. And there's really a big focus right now in Korea to open the market. We just in the last process of finishing an agreement on regionalization to really make sure that Korean consumers can get a lot more food ingredients into the country. But there's also a very, very big focus on establishing production and having farms that can also increase production. But we will cover that a little bit later during this presentation. So maybe just to sum up on the introduction part, this is one of the fastest growing economies in the world. They're known for many different things, and it's a country that never ceases to amaze people. And it's a country that really has a strong international reputation and a very strong food culture as well. The last thing I'm going to point out is, of course, also that doing business here is different than doing business in Denmark or in the north or within the EU. There's a lot of focus on what is called the chaebols, which are some of these huge conglomerates like Samsung, Hyundai, LG that really dominate the whole industry. So it's really a good advice from our side. Have a good chaebol tactic, see how you can get into the market. And of course, from the embassy side, our contacts are fairly well developed. So it's something that we would like to encourage you to reach out to us and really have that market plan ready when you want to engage with Korea. Cool.
So thank you, Jimmy, for the introduction. So I'm Chang Park from the Danish Embassy in Korea, and I'll take over the rest of the presentation from now. So as Jimmy highlighted, it is quite important to do a business in Korea to have a close contact with conglomerates, which is called chaebol. And these top 8 companies are the top food processing companies in Korea. So they have different product types and different business, but in most cases, they expand their businesses in various businesses. For example, of this top company called CJ, they're not only importing or manufacturing food products, but they are also doing some food services, also owning some restaurants and other food service affiliates. So it's quite important to have a close contact with one of these companies or other chaebol companies to have an expansion of your business in Korea. So apart from Korean manufacturing companies, let's go into what kind of Danish food brands and products are popular in Korea. So these are most of the companies that we can easily see in Korean market, which also has some popularity. So we can see Carlsberg, Arla, Novozymes, KMC, and also Tulip Hem, and even Somersby. So they are gaining more popularity, and I believe based on these popular brands, it's very good timing and perfect time for Danish companies to enter this market. As you can see from the next slide, you can see that many hotel chains and also some importers, they're really moving from Western Europe's brands, such as from France or Italy, to moving to Nordic countries like Denmark, Sweden, or Finland, because Korean consumers there already get used to other Western European brands and products, while they're less known for Nordic companies or Nordic products and brands. So Korean consumers, they're really crazy for Nordic trends and products. So you can see many articles here that how Danish brands and products are doing well in Korea already. Especially when you see the very right corner of this slide, you can see Sogonghwan is a Scandinavian restaurant in Jongno, and this is owned by Danish-Korean chef, which we are inviting over to the next week's Nordic F&B Day for the embassy's activity, which we invited 10 Danish companies. So next is key index in 2022. So Denmark ranked 29th of overall imported companies to Korea from abroad. So while it's taking up less than 1% of the total import to Korea, Denmark is still increasing in number and ratio of the import to Korea. And when it comes to the details of what is being imported to Korea, the top product is composite foods, and then comes vegetables, beverages, and dairy products. If we go into more details, then we can easily see that starch, pork products, and also alcoholic beverages are taking up very high ratio of the total import from Denmark to Korea. Based on the insight report from Food Nation, thankfully, we would like to highlight there some policies and trends in organic, sustainability, and also animal welfare. So Korean food market, they're going toward more organics compared to the past. So in 2014, the Danish embassy had some Ministry of Food from Denmark. And at that time, we signed an MOU on the enhanced cooperation for organic production. And we very look forward to follow up on this MOU when we have next minister's visit or other Danish embassy's activities on organic productions and policies. So Korea also have some unique certification on organics, and you can see in the below bottom that there are almost like 13 different certifications for food products. However, what's unique from Denmark to Korea is that the concept between organics and non-pesticide is quite vague, while Danish Omark is very well known, and it's quite easy to see from the retail stands. In Korea, it's quite difficult to find organic products in daily lives. So when you go to department store or retail store, they have organic special shops within their stands. While in Denmark, it's quite easy to see Omarked products in their stands in anywhere. So I think this is one of the things that Denmark and Korea can more cooperate in the future. And this is also the same for the sustainability. So Korea is also pursuing more sustainability when producing more foods. And they're producing more with less, same as in Denmark. And Korea sees that they can achieve most of sustainability from high product traceability. So as Denmark is doing very well on high product traceability linked to the high food quality and food safety, I think we can also have more cooperation between the two countries on this sustainability as well as in organics. So the last but not the least is animal welfare. So the concept of animal welfare in Korea is quite recently emerged in 2007, while Korea and EU were agreeing on FTA. So while the FTA was agreed on 2014, when the two countries were negotiating on the FTA, Korean stakeholders and government realized there's a concept of animal welfare, and in European countries, there are many products which is raised and produced under the animal welfare policies and productions. So after Korea gone through egg crisis in 2017, same as in any other countries like in Europe or in other Southeastern countries, Korean government just realized how it is important to highlight animal welfare, at least for livestock products and dairy products at least. So as you know, animal welfare products are more expensive than conventional food products, but more consumers are consuming animal welfare marked products. And we also expect this will increase a lot in the future. And if you see in the bottom, there are 33 and 65 animal welfare farms in Korea in 2021 December basis, but there are very strong, very high and rapid increase of this animal welfare farms in Korea. And we believe there's more potentials for Danish animal welfare product producers to have more market potentials in Korea when they export these kind of products to Korea. So if you want to learn more about Korean food policies or markets or trends, these are the useful links that you can refer to. And you can also feel free to contact to either Jimmy or me if you want to have your, if you have any questions or if you need our assistance when you are entering this Korean market. So thank you for your time. And this is our end of the presentation.
Thank you so much, Jimmy and Tong. It was a great presentation. I like your nuggets. I would like to make one with you as well. It was great insights, spot on, short and sweet that we have used this term while we are preparing this webinar. So thank you so much. I think that we will do the Q&A in the end of the webinar. So thank you so much, both of you. And now we would like to introduce you to PK from Novozymes, and who will share Novozymes experiences on the South Korean market.
Okay, thanks, Marian. Do you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. I think my slide also has a lot of similar pictures what Jimmy and Jonghyun introduced. I just try to pick up some more well-known Korean stuff to other foreign people. So again, you can see some films and TV stars and food, barbecue, instant noodle, and kimchi, and Landmark, and Samsung and Hyundai, the biggest conglomerate, and also North and South Korea, and also famous for, citizenship, sense of citizenship for democracy. So we sometimes kick out of our president once the person is not doing good. So as an Asian country, we are proud of the sense of citizenship of democracy. So that is also part of South Korea. Before start, I'd like to introduce myself and Novozymes. I started my career from one of Korean beverage companies to handle overseas business out of Korea. Later, I joined a French grain processing company named Rocket as a domestic sales manager. And later, I joined Novozymes in 2014, and this is my 9th year working in Novozymes. So my experience may not be limited as a Danish company employee, but also from other foreign employee or domestic. And yep, that's me. And Novozymes, maybe most of you know, hopefully, but in case you don't know, Novozymes is biotech company producing industrial enzyme to not only for the food industry, but also other technical industry like laundry detergent and textile and pulp and paper industry. And we are dealing mostly with B2B and B2C customers. We are not producing consumer products by ourselves. So we are staying one step behind of consumer products. But you can hear more from how we are making our business. We need full package to provide to our customers to make the business. Novozymes Korea has been established in 1980 and 43 years old. That's exactly my age. And we started our business as part of business unit of Novo Nordisk Korea. And we didn't start stock sales or indent, but we ran our business through our sole distributor. And in 2000, we started indent and stock sales by ourselves. after we split as a separate company, Novozymes from Novo Nordisk in 2000. Started with 4 distributors or direct sales or stock sales either. And we are making good growth, 5% CAGR for the last 5 years. And this is the highest record we are achieving annual sales this year. And our focused area is, of course, the blue part shows the food and beverage area, and the gray part is more for industrial. So you might be interested in this part, right? The main customers we are dealing with is LG, Henkel, and these are mostly for the laundry detergent. And this is paper company, and this is grain processing company. And these customers are, maybe you could find these guys from the previous slide from Jimmy. These are the biggest company we are dealing with. Other facts of Novozymes Korea: we have 9 people, and we have salespeople, technical people, and logistic, regulatory, and administration. And we have 4 distributors by different region and different industry. And we use outsourced warehouse, and our location is just across to Seoul Opera House. Whenever you have a chance to visit Seoul, welcome to visit our office. And well, then this is the picture of LinkedIn posted by Danish Embassy. Ambassador Einer and our VP and myself joined a ribbon cutting ceremony. Okay, from the inside report, I just would like to recap the image of the Danish food products in Korea. Yes, quality, sustainability, and animal welfare and low environmental impact. True. The dilemma we have is any Danish product is expensive compared to other products. I don't know if you agree or not, but it is true. So in order to justify our higher price, we have to claim our innovation and image. Compared to copy product, I would like to call it copy product from close country. So this delta price can be the right positioning of the quality. So you have to consider your price considering Me Too products and additional value of Danish brand. So this is critical point for your business. And in B2B areas, we are dealing with B2B mostly. Sustainability and low environmental impact, honestly, is not a big thing yet, but as ESG is becoming an important thing for Korean customers, they started caring about more from less materials and also less CO2 emission. So government started subsidizing anyone invest money on more sustainable process development. So it is happening there in Korean customers either. Animal welfare, as Jung-hyun mentioned, yes, it is becoming more common. And I picked up 2 examples. One fried chicken brand, they are claiming animal welfare certificate on the label. Also for egg product also has that label. So consumers' interest on animal welfare related to finally humans' health is becoming more and more popular in the concept. Low environmental impact is also coming more to consumers, like no labeled water bottle, like I have here, and more for the package. These 4 elements. And before I move on, I'd like to introduce some positioning as a European country or image in domestic food or consumer goods. This one, the product name is Vulgaris. Try to say, this lactobacillus is from Vulgari. And this is one of the top selling yogurt brand in Korea. UK. So this guy is one of the top entertainer in Korea, and he's trying to promote vitamin C product. And he says this vitamin C is from UK. So the image of European countries, Western and Northern European countries are really good. So where it is from is important matter, even though it is not an agricultural product, but it is manufactured, but still it is important for customers or consumers. Third, Germany. So you know this brand well, maybe Persil from Henkel, and they put a national flag label behind of the product saying German technology. And this product is best-selling laundry detergent in Korea, not domestic brand. Now, something you have to watch out because company image matters in Korea, seriously. So I would like to pick up two examples. One is from European companies, another is from domestic brand. Reckitt Benckiser, you know very well about these guys, right? Dishwash and bleach and booster product. One of their product, humidifier sanitizer product, unintentionally killed 14,000 people max by that product. And that chemical component was not detected as inhalation toxic. So not knowing this fact, a lot of patients, especially in hospital, like senior people or baby mom, they were dead by using this product, and they tried not to disclose the secret information for long. Later, it is well-known news to everyone. So even though they were market leader in bleach and booster product in Korea, they have to close and shut down their production in Korea and left. So this made Korean consumers care extra more about the safety and ingredients, not only for the household care and consumer goods, but also food products. So people care about the label and ingredient, especially for the stabilizer or preservate. Another case, this is dairy company, and there's a scandal of voice recording that the unemployee of this dairy company was forcing distributors to buy more products using a lot of cursing word. So ever since that scandal, their stock price drop, and this company has been sold to another company finally. So image of the company is equally important than the image of European company, just for your information. Okay, I'm bringing some examples of Danish brand. Actually, it's not Danish brand, but some products using the image of Denmark. So this is Denmark Milk brand, but this is domestic brand. So one of the major domestic dairy brand with milk and yogurt products. So the image of Denmark is very nature friendly and clean and safe and high quality. This is a successful brand. This is Danfoss probiotic food. And the concept is, of course, Denmark. You can see Danish flag here. And it says, you know what Danish people say when they find a good probiotic product? Tak. But it's not true, right? But I don't know why. But this attracts people in a certain way because Denmark has a very nice image for health functional food and some healthy food like yogurt. Next is for TV entertainment program that this is kind of street restaurant entertainment program. So TV stars of Korea, they're running Korean food restaurant in the street and welcoming the people in Copenhagen street and filming the reaction of Danish people with Korean food. You can see a famous person here in the program. Any questions so far? Okay. As I cannot see your faces, I'm just afraid I'm still connected with you or not.
Yes, BK, you
Okay.
are very connected, and
Okay.
I think we're all listening on your very interesting insights. But as I can see in the chats, there are no questions yet.
Okay.
But just
Thanks.
continue.
Okay. Then I'm gonna bring success stories from Novozymes with Denmark image. This one, I don't know how many of you are aware of this laundry detergent brand, Ballo. Actually, this laundry detergent has been developed by Korean Soper, but that Korean Soper tried to find discontinued Danish laundry detergent brand to revitalize and position it as a traditional Danish brand. And this product has been introduced in TV home shopping, and in a few hours, it's been all sold out. So it made a good hit, and saying 8 mega power enzyme from Denmark. And they are saying enzyme from Denmark has been applied to this product, and the supplier is Novozymes. Normally, Novozymes doesn't have such a common exposure to consumers, but in order to give the Danish image, this local software tried to claim Danish enzyme has been applied to the product. Even though we are not a consumer product manufacturer, it can be kind of positioning point of your customer's brand at the end. Second, this is another local soapers product, and they are trying to say it contains 7 natural cleaning enzyme in it, and you can read this one together with Danish flag, made in Denmark. Even though this is made in Korea product, they are trying to say enzyme at least is from Denmark. Okay, this one. It's not related to Danish brand, but healthy awareness more for. So potato chips or potato snacks sometimes contains extra acrylamide, which is which is well known as a cancer-causing agent. So our solution has been applied to several potato snacks in Korea with a healthy concept to consumer. Of course, they are not saying about acrylamide on the label, just to reduce the level of acrylamide, just in case of any scandal is coming for that component in the future. So our solution has been applied to many potato snacks in Korea with that image. Okay, so my learnings from running the business as a Danish company employee in Korea. First one, pali means fast and fast. People tend to hurry a lot. So example, if you order a delivery food in 10 minutes, you'll be calling to that restaurant, where is my food? So people don't know how to wait for the outcome of the request. So there are many frequent rush orders from customers, and quick response is very important. Once you are not responding in quick, then you are losing the trust from the customer. Sometimes they call us and ask us to deliver on that day or the next day, which is not so common from other area, but it is common in Korea. So you have to have very strong supply chain or supply chain partner or strategy for your customer's response. Second, I don't know if you have heard about East Korea and West Korea. North and South is familiar with you, but it is true that there is existing East Korea and West Korea who has very different political inclination. And when we deal with some small customers in western part of South Korea, it didn't go well. We didn't know at first, but later we came to know the people in the West wants to deal only with the people from the West Korea. So we found good business partner located in west part of South Korea. Same to eastern part of the Korea. So if you are dealing with B2B business and deal with small customers or a B2B business of west or east, you can consider having multiple channel partner considering that characteristics of East and West Korea. Of course, if you are dealing with a big company, then you don't have to worry. But when you deal with small or medium size of the company, then there can be some impact of this. Third, service. Again, Danish product is always expensive, so you have to have proper delta and justification why you are expensive. So one of our strong part other than the brand image of Denmark is sometimes we provide the marketing concept, even though we are supplying only a little ingredients to the end product, but we made the storyline. This is Danish and this is the good image. Then sometimes we involve people in the embassy people together, and sometimes it is well accepted. So the example product of the laundry detergent is also from that collaboration. And customers in Korea, they like case stories in other countries, including Denmark. So if you can show some cases, like showing some shelf or TV home shopping case, then it will be powerful positioning to Korean consumers. Pricing wise, as a Korean, always cheaper than the market price in Japan, but still, as I'm covering Japan, Korea, and Australia, I can say Korea is still a profitable market for Danish products. So positioning in the right price range, considering the copy product and delta value, what you are providing to the market, is very important to understand the market and have the right market price. That's all. Any questions?
Thank you so much,
Mhm.
BK. I think it was quite interesting to hear more about all your slides, all your insights, and now we have some time. If any of you have some questions to either BK or Tong and Jimmy at the embassy in Denmark. But first of all, thank you so much, BK, for your time. It has been really interesting to hear about your hands-on experiences.
Thanks.
So,
But it doesn't, I mean, please feel free to ask questions. You can just unmute or you can write it in the chat if you have any. And then we will just share a link to this year's Insight report as well in the chat function, so you can dive even more into the results. But please let us know if you have any questions.
Yeah, I do. Hello.
Yes.
Hi,
Hello.
my name's John. And I am a producer of sustainable cold smoked salmon, and it's a Danish onshore product that I smoke. I supply 2-star Michelins and 5-star hotels, and obviously I saw this and was quite amazed. And how do I get interest in my product in not just South Korean market, but sort of any external market, really?
yes. Thank you so much for your question, John. And as if I have understood it right, you are not on the South Korean market yet, but
No.
would like to start to export.
Well, yeah, I'd like people to buy my salmon around the world, and South Korea seems like a fantastic, feels like quite a new, young, vibrant economy that's growing massively, as you were describing. So, yeah,
Yes.
would love to.
Yeah. Do you have any ideas, Tonge and Jimmy, about what should you first of all look at if you would like to get into the South Korean market?
Yeah, this is Chonghyun to answer to John's question. So we recommend to look into some MFDS and APQA's websites, which elaborates on the regulations and other practicalities, like regulatory issues or import regulations for your products. And we can also follow up like bilaterally to after this meeting to follow up on the case.
So basically, there's some contact details that are in the presentation. Just reach out to Chonghyun or me, and we will be happy to help you build a case. There's plenty of competition, but also plenty of good opportunities out here. So we'll be happy to help for sure.
As far as I understand, for Danish seafood products, they're only not no salmon products imported from Denmark, but we can look into it together if you have some details of your products.
Super, thank you.
Thank you so much for your question, John. Anybody else having anything on your mind that you would like to ask our speakers today?
Yes, if I may, Guido from Corallo, we are creating a vegan seafood alternative. So maybe also here my question was similar to not similar to John, but building on John's question. How much is the animal welfare question also relating? Because I think you spoke about livestock, but how much is that also relating to seafood? Is that any concern or not yet existing in Korean consumer minds?
Thank you, Guido, for your question. I think this one is maybe actually also for the embassy. So Tonge and Jimmy, do you have an answer to Guido?
Yeah, thank you, Guido, for your question. So I think this is also quite similar to my previous answer. So I think animal welfare in Korea is still focusing on livestock or dairy products, not so much to seafood or fish products. But if you wonder or if you want to know more information or the trends on seafood of animal welfare, then we can help you and assist you with getting information.
I think maybe just a quick comment from my side. Of course, in this part of the world, there's also a big focus on what fish do we fish, and what is the balance in the whole coastal line around Korea. So strong focus on preserving fish and strong focus on not destroying too much of the eco balance out here. So if you can come in and capture that part of the market that we see is for now a niche, yes, but it is something that is growing. The local neighborhood that I live in is very close to, I would say, Vesterbro kind of feeling, and any restaurant you go to, they usually have a vegan alternative. So it is something that is growing, and for you to go in and have an overview of that market is, of course, something that we can, of course, look into together.
Thanks a lot. If maybe a follow-on question, you mentioned organic as an important trend and different certifications. So what would you recommend for companies go for? Is there any standard you would recommend? Because I saw there was a wide range, and I see your smile. So what's the best approach how to tackle that?
As far as I understand, those 13 certificates on organics is for local producers and manufacturers. So I hardly see any imported foods with the certificate in Korea. But if you have your products with OMARC or certified with organics from Denmark, we can at least market to promote your products as organic certified from Denmark, which will gain more market awareness and more credibility of your high quality of your products.
Thanks a lot.
And just to add on, Guido, actually in the Insight report, we have also a few insights on the plant-based sector. This is a result from all the 4 surveyed countries, so it's not just on South Korea. But we've also asked into the decision makers, top of mind health associations, and here plant-based is actually mentioned by 6% of the decision makers across all markets, nonetheless. But still, it is becoming more top of mind.
Yeah. So thank you for your questions. I don't know. Well, time is actually running, but if any of you have one more question, I think that that we can have time for that. Because
I have one thing that I'd like to discuss. It's we are producing welfare chicken here in Denmark, and we have different types of welfare chicken, and one of them is organic chicken. But as far as I can see, there's a different regulation how to hatch this organic chicken. In Korea, you have one regulation. In Denmark, we have another one. So it's sometimes it also will give a differentiation in price wise, and so far we haven't asked. We have the slaughterhouse is approved, but the organic is not approved yet, and we are just considering if we should do it or not, because it seems that there's a big difference between the organic in Denmark and South Korea.
I think one of the reasons for the difficulty to export animal welfare certified products is that there are not many cases to Korea which is imported of animal welfare products so far. But Korean government, as we have new president from this year, we have a new yearly plan from MAFRA, Ministry of Food and Agriculture in Korea, and they're much more focusing on animal welfare and sustainability compared to the previous government. So that is why we see more potentials for Danish producers to have better market potentials and some business expansions here. So, but by product, we need to know about the specific regulations and the policies that will be relevant to your products when you're exporting to Korea. So we can also help you and assist with you for getting more information, and also talking to your distributor or local importer if you have any.
Okay, I think that we should maybe discuss this when I'm in Korea next week.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you so much for your time and your insights this last hour. We are looking very much forward to continue our branding on the South Korea market. Maria is soon traveling to South Korea to BK and Jimmy and Tong, and if you're curious about more branding materials, you can look on our website, on our toolbox to find the inside report, but other branding materials. And soon we will have market insights like this webinar on the Japanese markets. It's November 11th. The United Kingdom we will dig deeper into November 33, and then in December we will also give some spotlight on the Vietnamese markets. So if these are export markets for you as well, I hope to see you, and otherwise we would like to thank you all for being here with us today. Thank you so much. And thank you,
everyone.
Jimmy, and
Thank you.
Tom, for your time. Thank you, BK.
everybody.
It has been really fruitful to have you with us today.
Thank you all.
Pleasure.
Yeah,
Okay,
Thank you so
you.
much.
bye.
Have a nice day.
Have a nice
evening.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.